Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, I thought I wasn't going to do a reading. I thought I was pretty much done for the day, but apparently not. So I'm here to do a reading. I asked what the reading was going to be about, and this is what I was told. When this happens, you'll know for sure. When this happens, you will know for sure. So let me just, I forgot to modify all the settings. Let me just modify all of that really quick. Isn't it lovely? Ba, ba, ba. Da, 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 da. Oh, the phone. There it is. All right. And let me clear my throat. I really need to get myself situated with all of this before I start the live stream. Ooh, I think it's suddenly hailing. What the heck? Isn't it lovely? It's hailing outside. Hearing the cars go crunchy crunch. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's, I don't know. We're just gonna not even pay attention to that. Oh my gosh, you guys, I gotta share. I do gotta share this part. So we have some trash pandas that have been perusing the neighborhood, and they discovered my fruit trees that I have been. Oh my god. It suddenly sounds like a typhoon outside. It's legit like, do you hear that? Is it me? Am I the drama right now? It's gonna break the window. They're fucking with my plants outside. Sorry. The fuck was that? Was that my energy? Okay. What the hell was that? All I know is no one fucks with my plants anymore, okay? I just moved like damn blackberry bush. Don't be fucking with my favorite bush. It's my favorite. Oh my gosh. The blackberries are so sweet. It's ridiculous. But that was crazy. Did you guys hear all of that? Like, bitches, no, we don't play that shit right now, okay? I'm live. That wasn't my energy, right? Was that me? Was was I having like regulation issues? I don't think it was me. I'm real sick and tired of them seeding the sky. Every single day at a specific time, they try and make it rain. We're not stupid. We can tell. We're paying attention and we can tell. Mofos want some drama. I could be the drama. I could absolutely be the drama if you want me to be. I'm joking. I don't like being the drama. Anywho, let's get the rest of the cards. Okay, Pisces. You know, that was crazy. We're just going to let that go. We're going to let that go. We don't appreciate the hail. You can make it rain as much as you want. Don't be sending no fucking hail, destroying my little seedlings. As Holios do that. Okay. They're trying to make it hail again. You hear that? All right. We're just going to keep right on. They're trying real hard. I can feel it. I don't care. I have a reading to do and a nap to take and plants to water. Half my plants are watered, so I gotta do this quickly. Let's see. All right. Hearth, homecoming. Homecoming. So there is this homecoming that's taking place. Either you're welcoming something home or something is finding something is finding its way back to you. Okay. So ethos. This is about allowing yourself to exist in an environment that has a mindset that is supportive of where you're trying to go in life. You don't want to be in an environment with people who have a completely different direction than you want to head. It's this concept of like sharpens like, right? You have to be around that which can help sharpen you if you want to be sharp. Uh, you have to really begin consciously choosing your environment. Spring in reverse. It's like a decision was needing to be made in spring, but there was not enough courage to do that. And so that decision that was needing to be made in spring, it's now like they're now, I'm sorry, they're trying again. So if you're sensitive to energy, you might get very warm, okay? Just because I don't want my plants damaged. And so I would like to raise the temperature by 2 degrees. That's enough to not form hail. All right. So we're just going to softly speak. So awakening, allowing yourself to get to this point where you're realizing what's going on and allowing yourself to be in compliance with whatever it is your soul is asking you to comply with. Responsibility, high priestess, high priest. It is so important for you to act in a responsible manner, to really set an intention. First, think about what you're intending and why. What is your objective? What are you trying to accomplish? And then going about your merry way to accomplish what you need to accomplish. Security, which is cottage, security. This kind of ties in with a lot of the different things that are kind of being talked about in certain circles right now. Um, this sense of a lack of security because of what's happening with energy, with energetic particles and things like that. I think the main thing you have to secure is your space. You know what I mean? Like your personal consciousness, not really externalizing things too much, making people hypersensitive. Mm. I just got a notification about people becoming hypersensitive. All right. Rebirth and then initiation. So there's a new cycle that's being run through. Okay. There's a new cycle being run through the collective consciousness. And this cycle is going to be an intense one. Whatever happens in this cycle, it's going to remove the blockages that have been really heavily preventing us from getting to the place we need to be in order for that space to be created for your abundance to come in. So these are good things that are going to happen, but you have to make sure that you're paying attention and not allowing yourself to become fuddled. You know what I'm saying? See, like stress is at all-time high, no compromise. Stress is at an all-time high and no compromise. Um, There's a secondary program being run. Not sure what it is. For those who are sensitive to energy, you might feel an uptick like a hot flash. So, this is stuff that's been run before because it lacks creativity. This is not the first time that this has been attempted by either someone in your life, by the powers that be, principalities, municipalities, all sorts of different things. There are different programs that are being initiated right now to kind of further whatever this plan is. They're trying to get it to blossom, to come to fruition. But I don't know that will. I don't know that it will because existence is in reverse. So it's going to be something that I don't know. I think this is a very nuanced message that's coming through. This very nuanced sense. I almost want to even say thinly veiled, barely hidden um, message of the fear that you have about this process is going to be the very thing that brings this process to fruition. When you are not dominant within your field, within your life, within your personal space, then what ends up happening is something else will be the dominant one. That's just how creation is. That is how creation is. So we have to take accountability for the things that we allow, the things that we passively just observe happening rather than, us taking the initiative and halting it or not allowing um, intentionally, um, intentionally blocking that from happening, things like that. Okay. Being self aware has been helping in staying centered. Self awareness is super important right now. If you're not self aware, there's a lot of things that's going to need your attention and your focus in order for you to be able to successfully negate it. And it's not going to be negated because you're not aware. So, self awareness is super important. This whole isolation, being frigid, being frozen in your emotions. But then it's like there's this secondary message of the tears that have been shed. Um, these are very sacred tears. It's almost like a cleansing, releasing. I wouldn't be surprised if this was a masculine crying because masculine tears are so sacred. Most men are not allowed to cry. Most men are not allowed to cry. That's just the reality of it. If a man sheds tears, then there's a lot of things to say about a man who cries. Just like really, really limiting type ethos. Um, So I think this is a masculine crying. Their mind is going bonkers. They're about to hit a tower moment because of control. Look at this mind. Thunderbolt. Control. This is a power struggle. Someone is in a power struggle with another person. I mean, I don't know how long you want to let that keep going. The moment someone starts power struggle stuff with me, I'm just out, you know? Like, I'm just out. Like, I'm good off that. Like, you want to have a power struggle? Okay. Take all the power because I'm not going to be there. I'm going to refuse. I refuse. I don't need to be part of that. And when people do that, when people do that and it becomes this thing of like you're trying to exert your dominance over your life and they're not allowing you to. So now you're actively participating in those cycles. I'm not saying you deserve that, not saying it's your fault. I am saying you're continuing it, you're perpetuating it if you continue with the power struggle. Some of the most powerful decisions I've ever made in my life is to simply be like, F you, I'm out. Yeah. Yep. I mean, what kind of powerful move is that? That your life is not contingent on their willingness to give you permission to live your life, right? So when you wait for someone to apologize, when you wait for someone to acknowledge the wrong they've done to you, when you wait for someone to heal enough that they're gonna realize what they did and blah 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 blah, you're giving them all the power. Anywho. All right. You are worth it. But then see, it's in reverse. See, what a lot of people don't realize when you are continuously like bringing a specific individual up, you are continuously feeding them your energy. That's like a loosh cycle, right? Like it's a loosh. It's a feeding frenzy that's happening. And you can't exactly be like, oh, but I'm the victim when you are the one throwing the chum into the ocean to bring the sharks, right? And whenever you continue to fixate on it in that way, that's the energy that you emanate, that you project into your environment. I've never in my life drawn more savage, predatory people than when I was in a period where I felt very broken. That's when they all came because they all thought I was broken and easily taken advantage of. And I did allow them to think that for a period. But I tell you, when I was done, not only do I stop throwing shit, I hose it off the boat, take the boat all the way to the dock, get off of the boat, change out of my fishing attire, take a good shower, rub some lemon everywhere to get the stench of chum off you, and then change it to clean, fresh clothes and go about your life. You see what I'm saying? There is no point in this concept that's put out there. It's the most asinine concept, okay? And yes, what I'm saying, the way I'm communicating it is abrasive, but maybe if we go ahead and shave down some of those layers of callous thinking, you won't participate in that anymore. This concept of, I demand that you stop being disrespectful, but I'm not going to remove myself from your access. Okay, well, I don't care then. If I'm a disrespectful person, I don't care that you've asked me to not disrespect you. I'm going to continue to be who I am and be disrespectful. And you see how that works? Like we're shown and taught, convinced even that all you have to do is release some edict that like I proclaim. It doesn't work like that. If you don't have the energy to back that up, it doesn't work like that. It just doesn't. There was this thing. I hold on. I gotta find it because I gotta quote it exactly. I don't wanna misquote. Oh, thank you, Brad. Brad just laughed at it, so it brought me into the thing. So here's the post. Y'all burning sage with windows closed, demons just running around your house in a circle. Right? Do you guys do that? Do you burn sage with the windows and doors closed? Because the windows and doors will keep the demons inside the house. Here's the thing. This is my response. If the windows and doors didn't keep them out, why would those windows and doors also keep them inside? If they're not physical beings, closed windows and doors don't mean anything. Let's not confuse real demons with demonic humans. And that's the thing. We begin to confuse the teachings of the demonic humans as though they are some type of divine teaching, and they're not. They're not. When you really look at the types of mindsets, programs that you're participating in, does it even make sense? Does it make sense? Like that concept of you're going to trap your demons inside your house. Okay, so are you telling me you think demons need to use the door and the window to enter? Because they don't. You carry them into your house within your body. Ooh, we're confirming your contact information. I'm just saying, and this whole like declaration, like you have to declare it. You have to, what do they say? Forget the term that's used. You have to like claim your space. Okay, if you're scared, you're not claiming your space. You're just not. If you're demonic and you enter my home, there's very real consequences for you. And you will suffer those consequences. The moment I become aware of your presence in my home, I will hunt you down. And it does not matter if you've exited. There are very real consequences, and I have a very long memory when it comes to etheric matters. So do yourself a favor. Don't ever come into a home that I've claimed. It's very simple. It's a very simple rule. If I ever catch you anywhere near my space, there's a consequence. You won't like it, but I will. And then what's going to happen? I'll decide, depending on the mood I'm in, I'll decide the severity of your punishment. It's because I exist in my space as an actual queen of my auric kingdom. And I'm not the kind of queen that's like, oh, just give them a warning. No. I'm the kind of queen to claim appendages. You want to come into my home, into my kingdom? What part of you touched my wall? That part now belongs to me. Be gone, or the rest of you will belong to me as well. You see, there's a difference between me saying it and someone else saying it, copying me, because they don't understand the gravity of those statements. Right? They don't understand the gravity of those statements. And so they don't have the energy to back up those type of statements. Do you have the energy to back up what you are saying, what you are wanting, what you are needing, what you are communicating with your environment? Do you have that energy? Because if you don't say empty things. Because when you say empty things, those are invitations for external things to come and occupy those unclaimed spaces. Yeah. That's how you get yourself into a parasitic situation. You don't fill your space with your truth and your knowing, your awareness of your capabilities and limitations, how far you're willing to go for specific types of situations. So we have to be very aware. For some of us, we say we're worth it, but do we believe that? Because this card came in reverse. Do you believe that? Do you believe that you are worth it? Or do you believe that trying to convince yourself that you're worth it is enough? Because if you're trying to convince yourself, that means your truth does not involve you feeling and knowing and being worth it. So, how would we go about that question? Well, I would take it as I'm worth it. And if people don't validate my worth, that's okay because they probably have shitty taste and I'm amazing. Yes, it sounds kind of funny, but I tell myself that like not everyone's going to like me and I can't hold it against them that they don't have good taste in people because I'm fabulous. I'm hilarious. I'm a little bit salty too. It's fabulous. You just never know what you're going to get from me. Have I been fed? Did I take a nap? If those two things are a yes, you'll get an amazing version of me. If one of those is a no, yeah, I don't know. If both of those are a no, you probably want to take me back to whatever store you found me at. Just leave me there. Don't even bother asking for a refund. Just leave me there because it's not going to be good for you. See what I'm saying? Just really accepting yourself as you are without having to be anything outside of what you already are. That's one of the most powerful ways to begin the process of feeling like you're worth it. Gratitude and appreciation, but it's in reverse. So, not having any gratitude for the way life is cultivating your sense of self, not having any appreciation for the hardships that are forging the strongest parts of you. I was watching a video on YouTube for this lady. She's making jewelry. I don't know why I was watching it because I have no intention of making jewelry, but it was lovely. It was lovely. And she was making these handmade chain links that she was going to turn into a necklace, and I loved it, and I was like, oh, I like that. And you know what she did was she went ahead and she hammered the parts where she needed the additional strength, and I was like, oh, so all of the parts of you that were hammered by your life, those are the parts that are fortified. Oh, and that brings me to this visual of a blacksmith forging a sword from steel. First, you have to pound that steel. You have to fold it and pound it and fold it and pound it. At least Japanese swords, that's what they used to do. Fold and pound and fold and pound and fold and pound. And it creates this beautiful effect. I remember one of my lives in feudal Japan, I was a swordsmith and I used to make swords. And you would fold and pound and fold and pound. And that would ensure that the steel was the strongest and the blade is the sharpest, and dependent on how many folds. And you would need to know which direction to fold it and exactly the angle to pound it at. One of my most favorite lives, I'd say. Pause, but it's in reverse. So I'm wondering, are you being asked to keep going, or have you been asked to pause and you're refusing to pause? You know, which one is it? And I think you're going to have to determine for yourself which one of those is your actual message. So, someone is asking you to open your heart to them. I get that. That looks obscene. That looks on the verge of obscene. What is, oh my God, and it's a hand. And it, oh, Michael, how dare you slap that out of my hand? Anyways, that was rude. I'm just trying to find some other stuff. It's a lot of different things that I'm seeing here. Did you see that? He slapped it out of my hand. What a bichacho. Okay. Seriously. It's almost I don't know. Let's see what swans mean. Swans. What do swans mean? Swan. You're just rotten tonight. La, 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 la. Da, da, da. Here. No matter what's happening in your life, do whatever it takes to keep your faith strong. It's important right now to accept your life circumstances and surrender to the will of Spirit, trusting that all will work out. You'll soon find clarity and purpose in the confusion that you're experiencing. So it ties in with everything that we're talking about. Focus on the fact that life is a precious and sacred gift and express your gratitude and appreciation in as many ways as possible. Whatever changes you're going through, go with the flow. You know what I mean? Hilda says, fun fact, swans have one forever life partner. Fun fact, swans are assholes of the bird kingdom. They are. They're aggressive. They are. They're aggressive. Aggressive. Let's read up on that. Swan temperament. Swan temper. They will never do mean things, nor will they betray friendship and love. This is bullshit. No, no, no. Our swan's aggressive. Aggression focused on con specifics likely reflects greater overlap in resource use. While swans do exhibit some aggression towards smaller water birds, the majority of aggression by swans is directed towards other swans. Swan on swan violence is what it is. Swans are assholes. They're aggressive. They really are. You think like, oh my God, they're so graceful. Yeah. Graceful when they're chasing after you and preparing to peck you for no reason. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying. And maybe they only have one swan life partner because they're so assholish that they're like, I better stick with this one because this one, no one else will tolerate me. Mm. I'm just saying. Okay. Potential gateway. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The male swans will steal a lady swan's babies and raise them themselves. See? That's bitchassery right there. That is bitchassery. Just like stealing someone else's baby. Ooh. It's just ooh, ooh. Oh Lord. Potential gateway. There's a gateway that's happening on the 8th. 8th of August is the Lionsgate portal. Trust your own understanding, but see, it's in reverse. So you're not trusting, and you have galaxies upon galaxies and stars in your hair. Galaxies in your back and stars in your hair, positioned above all others. Ooh, hold on. I gotta write that down. Sometimes Michael talks to me in a beautiful way. Most of the time, I'm like, shut your pie hole, because I don't want to hear your pie hole dribble. Hold on. What did you say to me? Say it again. Say it again, Michaela. Okay, what did you say? Galaxies upon your back with stars in your hair. elevated above all others. That's lovely. Leave me alone now. Okay, so the final one. Trust your own understanding. So, really, though, ooh, and the mask is coming off. Removing that mask, taking off that mask where you feign wisdom. But the thing is, you're already extremely wise. You just haven't allowed yourself to receive that wisdom. And the reason you haven't received that wisdom is because of the fact that you haven't applied the knowledge. Knowledge applied, knowledge in action is wisdom. So, needing to apply the knowledge in order to elevate above all others. These are the things, the way he speaks to me to get me to comply. Galaxies upon your back with stars in your hair, elevated above all others. Yeah, that's cute. Believe, free spirit, unconditional love. Okay, so there is someone that's a free spirit and they believe in this process that they are in, this process where they are rising from their own shadow aspects. They're rising using their own wings, right? Right. See, 4. 1 plus 3 is 4. Mirrors. Ooh, okay. This is a good one. Ooh, 100% at 538, 71, 437, 30. What? Oh, shit. What? 100% at 538. 5 plus 3 is 8. That's 88, 16, 7. 5 is the number of change. 3 is the number of a solid foundation from which you will then reach your point of reunification. And that's enough. That's enough. So 4 and 4. Right? These are two equals standing side by side. One is still in a state of fragmenting, this free spirit that is in the process of recognizing the solid foundation that they've built for themselves and returning back to that place of singularity. 1 plus 3 is 4, right? And this person is already at a 4. 4 being the number of the self. So 4 plus 4, these are mirrors of each other. They're just in different positions, right? Right. Okay. Unconditional love, but it's in reverse. So it's almost like this concept of unconditional love, but in a conditional way. I can unconditionally love you so long as you meet all the conditions that I expect from you. That's not how it works. It's not. Once you unlock the heart, the consciousness comes after. First, you have to unlock the heart space, unlock the heart, and then the consciousness will be released from the mental shackles. When you begin to be able to live with true gratitude within your heart, you'll then begin to see things in a completely different manner. And as you begin to see things differently, your perception will shift. You'll develop compassion for the self. You'll develop self-worth. You'll be able to do this in this lifetime. So, compassion, see that? High heart action, going up to the throat to communicate and creating activation along the crown. Remember this card that I was showing you, right? You go through the heart first and then you expand the crown that way. And that leads to an increase in your self-worth. Sorry, there was a bug. There was a bug. I believe in bug violence. Don't try and expect me to release shit back into the wild. You're in my house, you gonna die. I'm not even joking. There was a little bug, and if I see it, I will smite thee. I will smite the shit out of it. I hate bugs. And I don't care what you think of me because I killed a bug. I'm not one to release bugs back into the wild because they come right back into the house. Okay. Self-worth increases. See how the door's opening? See right there? The door is opening. It's opening. Yeah, I had someone like, no, why are you? Oh my God. I will release it outside. Okay. I will kill it outside. It's seen my face. It has seen my face. There's no going back after that. You'll do it in this lifetime. Mother Earth. You'll experience it. You'll bring all of this to fruition within this earthly existence. Okay. This is not something that's strictly spiritual. This is something, it's like the trying to bring together of the energetic, the spiritual, and the human. What a lot of people, what a lot of people make the mistake of doing, they try and apply spiritual concepts to a purely human situation. It doesn't work. If you're going to apply that spiritual concept, it becomes a human concept. Okay. And like, I really don't want to get into the semantics of it, but you can't have both. You can't have everything your way. Like, I remember one time I was having a public discussion with someone and they were like, they know why their twin stays away. They're aware of the stance and yada yada yada. Excuse me. But they want their twin to say it to them. They want to hear it. And I'm like, why do you need to hear it if you already know it? And they're like, well, I deserve to hear it from them. Okay, but if it's a spiritual thing, there's nothing that needs to be communicated. And if you need it to be communicated, then it's no longer a spiritual connection. That's a human-based form of ownership. Emotions are in reverse. The key to all of this is allowing yourself to experience those emotions. Just feel it, ride it. Do you want to ride in the back seat of a caddy? Do or die. Do you want to ride in the back seat of a caddy? Okay. So progression and shedding. There's no progress that's going to be made until you complete this shedding cycle that you're in, just allowing yourself to shed, allowing yourself to let go of the parts of you that keep you confined. Snakes shed because they've grown. They've outgrown the skin that they're in. That's why they shed. It's not just old skin, it's evidence of their growth. When they molt like that, it is evidence they are growing. When you shed these identities, these old layers of who you once were, that's evidence of your growth. And the people who want to keep you confined to that same space, because guess what? That friendship, that relationship, that whatever, if it's a trauma bond, the person who doesn't want to heal will go out of their way to prevent you from healing. They will literally go out of their way. So you have to choose yourself and your healing. They're not going to give you permission to do this. They're not going to give you permission to leave. I'm a little bit ratchet. I'm less hood, more Oaklandish. You know what I'm saying? Like 23rd Avenue, Fruitvale, Oaklandish. So, card number 1, Blu-ray Awakening. Allowing yourself to reach higher levels. Do you guys feel that? There's something shifting. I don't know what it is. But we're being awakened to these changes, these shifts. If you pay attention, it'll take you on a soul journey. If you pay attention to what these shifts mean, it'll take you on a soul journey, right? You lived there in that area? Tula, you lived in that area? I'll share a little story with you guys. I mean, talk about ratchet. So my mom used to work at Highland General Hospital in Oakland. That's their county hospital. That's their trauma center. And she would get off at like midnight, right? So she'd get off at midnight and I would have to be waiting there by like 11:45 at night. I would have to be waiting there by like 11:45 at night so that I could drive her to her other job in a smaller city. And I remember one night, like, so you have to make a left to go up the hill to get to the actual trauma center. She was a nurse. And as you're going to make a left to go up that road to get to the actual hospital, um, just literally down the street on the right side is a 7-Eleven. No, it's a Quick Mart. It's a Quick Mart. And I don't know what happened. All I know is I think someone robbed the Quickie Mart and they ran, and like my brain didn't process it in time. And so like the Quickie Mart employee or owner or whoever came out with weaponry, and the person who robbed the Quickie Mart was also armed and decided to hide just outside my driver door. I was like, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. And they're shooting at each other. My car didn't get hit, thankfully. Um, went like that to the door. I locked the door like that, and I was just like, excuse me, get off my car. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oakland. I was like, I ain't got time for this shit right here. He's like trying to open my car, locked it. I was like, fuck you. You're not getting my car. I don't think so. If you want to carjack me, it's gonna be hard to get me out of the car. And the guy across the street is coming. You should run. You should run that way. Go back that way. Go jump in the bushes. Go up the hill. Do whatever you need to. You're not getting in my car. I don't think so. So that's Oakland for you. Oaklandish. Hey, tell me when to go. Tell me when to go. Dumb. Yeah, that's Oakland. And I think I was like 18 or 19. I was like, you're not taking my car. You're not taking my car, sir. You're not taking my car. Yeah. That's McClub. What? I don't remember where that is. I was near the Winchell's Donuts and St. Elizabeth. You know where that is? Like by the Payless shoe stores. Oh my gosh. Okay. That's enough reminiscing. Card number 21, growth, but it's in reverse. So it's almost like this thing of you being upside down in your perception is going to really cause you to grow upside down. If the truth is bright enough, eventually it'll get you to grow right side up. It'll get you to correct your growth pattern. But that light has to be very, very bright. And if it's not, if you're in an environment that continues to encourage you to dim your light, that's going to be very hard for you to overcome. It's not impossible, but it adds additional levels, layers of struggle that are unnecessary. I think that might be what's starting to happen. So Arcturian activation, but it's in reverse. There's stuff that's going on that's not allowing, that's not wanting for healing to take place. I mean, are you going to comply with this? Where you're not going to fight for yourself? Are you going to go into this space of like just allowing people to do whatever it is that they do? See, Tula, I absolutely believe you lived in Oakland for a little bit because you found that hilarious. Because my homies that also have lived in Oakland, they thought it was hilarious too. Like, I don't think so. Like, nope, nope, you're not getting my car. But then people who've never lived in Oakland, were like, oh my God. I was like, I know, right? It's okay. You're okay. You're safe. You're safe. Don't worry. You're safe. It didn't happen to you. It happened to me, not to you. Don't worry. You're fine. um, your lack of healing, that absolutely needs to be corrected. Because if you're not going to correct that, you're going to enter into the next space of your journey very confused, very out of whack, out of alignment, out of place. You have to get yourself back into this good space that will allow you to enter into new dimensions, right? Entering into the new dimensions. See, Paula's laughing. Paula, what would you say if I told you? When I was like 19, I figured I was going to get an apartment close to Frey, where Frey lived, and I'm just too much. I'm just too much. Mm. I went and I was looking at apartments over off of King, King and Tully. Is it King? And I was looking at apartments, and they had like bars on the windows. And my Frey, he was just my boyfriend at the time. And I was like, oh, I found really cheap places like right by you. And he asked me where, and I told him. He goes, you're not living there. And I was like, what? It's really safe. There are bars on the I was like, there's bars on the windows. And he goes, because it's hood. No, but it's safe because they can't get in. There's already bars on the windows. It's like, you're not living there. And then I also was looking at what's it called? Ocala? No, it's the other side of the hood. I was looking at all sorts of hood ass places. I was like, but it's so cheap. And he's like, yeah, that's why it's cheap. You're not living there. It's all good. I'm telling you. Is that near you? That was near his family. See, the thing is with ghettos, if you don't understand how a ghetto functions, you're not safe. You're not safe. If you don't have that street smart, don't live there because you will get hurt. I got street smart. You no. One time I was living in a semi hood, and this woman tried to threaten me. I was getting in my car and she tried to threaten me. Honey, a wrong kind of Asian to threaten. We like saltwater Latinas. You don't threaten someone like me. So I got out of my car. She was expecting me to go back in my car, lock my door. No, bitch. I'm getting all the fuck the way out of my car. The fuck you say to me? And she didn't say it again. She didn't say it again because you better back your shit up. I'm not the one when you want me to be. And I absolutely am the one when you think I'm not. Not I'm saying. So yeah, no, if you've never lived in a hood before, you can't live in a hood. Don't do that to yourself. You traumatize yourself. But if you've lived in a hood before, there's like no biggie. You just got to know like the different patterns. You have to know what type of regalia to steer clear of. Because if you know the aesthetics, you know exactly which friend groups they're part of. You don't want to mess with that. You just don't, because then there's no boundaries for those groups. There's no boundaries there. So it's not that all of these places are dangerous. It's that when you're not in the proper environment for what you can personally handle, yeah, then that's dangerous. Then that's dangerous. Absolutely. That's dangerous. I know plenty of people who live in the hood and nothing bad has ever happened to them. Why? Because they know how to handle themselves in the hood. They know how to handle themselves in the hood. Like late at night, you want to say hi? No, I ain't even gonna. Nope. I'm going to only look in your direction to make sure you're still exactly where you were when you said hi, as I get in my car, lock the door, and immediately leave. Like, no, no. I'm not playing that with you. So that's the thing. When you apply it to your life, when you apply it to your social environments, when you apply it to your spiritual journey, when you continue to remain in the same effing freaking place where there's danger. I don't know if it's because maybe, because I have lived in the hood. And so I know once I start hearing pew pew, I'm out. I don't want to know where it's coming from. I'm good. I'm so good. Uh Stay low and leave. Stay low and leave. But when you're over there like, "Oh my gosh, something's happening. We have to check." No, we don't need to check anything. We don't need to check anything unless it's right there right in front of us. No. What you need to really pay attention to is what is happening within your auric field. You don't have to be necessarily paying attention to the collective. You don't have to be paying attention to the whole twin thing. You don't have to be paying attention to all these different terms and yada, yada, yada. Like, no, no. What I'm seeing a lot of now is people just absolutely, they're so focused on all of these spiritual terms. It's like, honey, you don't even need to worry about any of that right now. You need to focus on stabilizing the tangible things in life, the things you can hold on to, the things you can actually change in a knowledgeable way, right? Rather than, rather than, paying attention to all the, I know my husband is a nosy neighbor. this this guy, I'm like, clearly he's not hood. I'm over here like, stay away from the windows. Just stay away from the windows. Oh, no, no, no. He's going to be standing on the couch trying to see over the top window. He needs to know what's happening. He couldn't see through the peephole. So he's standing on the couch to get a view. And then when he couldn't see it, I'm like, get away from the door. Oh, no, yo. No, no, no. That was not enough. He opened the front door and he goes to our deaf neighbor. Hey, hey, psst, hey, what's up? What's happening? I'm like, he's deaf. He can't hear you. And he's like, shh, I got this. He told me he got it. I'm like, this bug. Just stop. Stop. It was like, I'm so serious. He opened the front door and was trying to loud whisper to our deaf neighbor. Like, he's deaf. Like, everyone involved is deaf. Why are you even whispering? I'm just saying. That's what I'm like, you fucking get us killed. You would get us killed. You would get us killed like that. Can you holla all up in the chismes? Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. He was like, hey, what happened? I was like, just stay out of it. He knows everyone's business everywhere we've lived. He knows what's happening. Literally. I'm not joking. He'll be like, hey, you know what happened? So I don't know what happened, but I don't know, the wife took off in her car. She hasn't been back for 3 days. I was like, what? Yeah, I don't know. I think she might have moved out, but I didn't see any moving trucks. I was like, who gives a shit what's happening in their house? He's like, well, the wife hasn't been back in 3 days, but her car's there, but she left. Like, how do you know this? How do you know this? He gives me these reports. Yeah. Yep. He gives one of the neighbors has a soundproof basement because the person who owned the house before them was doing some music stuff, but he doesn't want to convert the basement because it's different material. But he did have all the floors done in the entire house. I was like, how do you know this? How do you know all of this? Like, how do you know? And then he'd be like, oh, that guy over there, like 5 houses down. He's rebuilding a whole car. I do pay attention to you. I just, I don't want to encourage you. So I pretend like I'm not listening. But I do. I hear it. He tells me all of this. He tells me all of this. He tells me what's going on with everybody. He knows more about my friends from high school than I do. He goes, hey, did you know someone they have one extra kid? I was like, what? Yeah, you didn't know? I'm like, how would I know that? Yeah, no, they have an extra kid. Apparently they didn't raise that kid. I was like, how do you know this? Oh, he saw it on Facebook. I was like, oh shit. He saw it on Facebook. So I had a girlfriend that I went to high school with, and I guess I didn't know she had a child when I think like we had just graduated from high school. And so that was a hidden child. And we hung out, but I never knew she was pregnant until my husband told me like several months ago. I was like, and he goes, who's the dad? I was like, I didn't even know that kid existed. Like, oh shit. He's good. He's good. Hold on, let me check his birth chart again real quick. I'm just gonna check his birth chart again real quick. I do believe last time I checked his birth chart, he had like way too much Scorpio in his chart. I'm telling you, hold on. Let me go ahead and check that. I need to confirm it really quick. Okay, just entering the month and year. Let me see. There you go. Time unknown. Let's see. Let's look. Yep. There you go. All up in there. That's what it is. That is what it is. Yep. Yep. Just saying. Oh, what the mail? Look at all of this shit. Oh my god. Hold on. Let me see what you're sending. Oh my god, where is it? Okay, let me just not. I'm gonna have to analyze this a little too much later. So card number 50, shadow work, and card number 48, self-sabotage. You see right there? Shadow work and self-sabotage. I think a lot of the self-sabotage is part of you avoiding that shadow work. So I want to kind of like figure out what it is that's going to happen. Because when this happens, hold on. when this happens, you'll know for sure. So let's see. So someone has to let go of the darkness. They have to surrender to it. And then they have to stand up for their rights, but they're not willing to do that yet. And when they do that, they'll receive the knowledge that they need. So once someone lets go of their darkness, their fear of the darkness, this entire process is going to begin. And then what will happen is they'll face a challenge that will cause them to stand up for their rights, right? Look at that beefy ass guy. I'm sorry. um, Standing up for your rights. Just, yeah. So it's going to be conflict. If you allow yourself to go through the conflict with your integrity intact, then I think that's pretty much the sign that you're finally going to be liberated from whatever it is that you're struggling through, whatever you're suffering through, and you'll enter into this place of knowledge. And the moment you dip some of that vessel, you empty some of that vessel out, you can drink from the fountain of wisdom. Okay, you can begin to quench your thirst for knowledge. But it's all up to you. If you're going to allow things to continue to develop in the way that they're developing, then it's going to be it's going to be avoidance after avoidance after avoidance. And if you want to keep avoiding things, that's perfectly fine. But no, it's going to make it worse. It's going to make it worse. So you have choices to make. Whatever those choices are, an outsider is going to come into the equation. Either you're going to feel like an outsider, or it's someone who's from the outside trying to enter, right? Integration. This outsider is going to integrate into your life. And it's going to create a lot of immature type situations, probably because you're dealing with someone who's immature. And they're going to be very, very reactive to this outsider. Fire and passion. Fire and passion. You have to approach this period in your life with tremendous amounts of passion, with conviction. Okay? You have to. You have to. If you don't, then you're going to fizzle out. Your efforts will definitely fizzle out, and you'll struggle even more. And when you struggle even more, that's the more you're going to have to put effort to correct it before you can progress forward. So it's all about minimizing the amount of corrections that are necessary, and allowing everything to kind of go forward, Share your knowledge with yourself. Tula, you have to share your knowledge with yourself. A lot of the times when we end up experiencing these struggles, we're experiencing it because of the fact that we're trying to force people into the same cycles that we're into. Just because you're learning something for yourself does not mean it needs to be shared with other people. But it also, in the same token, does not mean you have to keep things secret. The key to all of this is making sure that you allow yourself to really discern. Discernment is crucial. If you don't allow yourself to discern what you need to do, you're going to end up doing the very things that are going to create the struggles that you were trying to avoid in the first place. If you want to avoid the struggles, it's possible to do that, but it requires discernment. If you're not going to use discernment, you're going to compound your struggles and amplify them. And I don't know if that's your goal. If that's your goal, by all means, it's like me telling you that if you add more plates to the bar, it's going to be harder to lift at the gym. And you choosing to not just add plates, but to also make it a compound movement. right? It's a lot harder. The potentiality for injury is increased if you don't know how to properly position yourself in that process. But if you can properly position yourself, if you know what to do, or at least have an understanding of what to do, the potentiality for growth is also compounded. It's also amplified. So, however much you struggle is directly related to the potentiality you are trying to reach. Small struggle equates to small potential. Larger struggle typically means larger potential. But you reaching that potential, not going to happen if you um, cause yourself to doubt your process, cause yourself to doubt yourself. Stop doubting yourself to the degree that you are crippled. It is okay to question. That's okay. It's okay to be unsure. It's okay to be insecure. It's okay to think that you can't handle it, but still continue to try. It's when you allow those thoughts that are unfounded, okay? It's when you allow those thoughts to get so far out of alignment that it becomes an issue. See, people will be like, but there's no guarantee that I will succeed. Well, there's also no guarantee that you'll fail. What are you trying to do? Fail? Are you trying to guarantee your failure? But because if you're not going to take the proper action, if you're going to completely not do anything, then you are guaranteed failure. Yep. So it's a matter of what is it do you want? What are you trying to accomplish? You know? Do you want more kids? Adopt me. I mean, yeah, definitely. We'll adopt you, but you have to fight for your food. You have to fight for your food. And if you lose, you have to wash the dishes. We'll still feed you. And just, I'm joking. You don't have to fight for your food. So guys, I do want to share that I just realized the date and I need to share this information because it's coming up. It's coming up. I have the comfort care meditation. This is more than just a meditation event. This is an opportunity for you to have all of your physical, emotional, energetic pain addressed. Okay. Just to give you some relief from any type of pain. We're going to be doing the energetic work for this. And then there's a secondary ticket option, an enhanced ticket option, where you can go to a second exclusive event and I can actually begin the process of correcting the energetic root causation of that pain. So if you're having discomfort within your body, discomfort within your thoughts, things like that, go check it out. It's a comfort care meditation. You can find it on this link, k33academy.com, comfort care meditation. It's going to be, I believe, this Saturday, the 30th, I want to say. Yes, the 30th. So that's coming up. I'm only going to do this event once, just because my schedule won't allow it. If this is something you want to experience, you want some help with some of that pain, check out that event. I gotta go, guys. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe, turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Meet me here for church. Bye, everyone.